Diddy, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your lies just hypnotize me, and I just hate your freaky ways. I guess it's why you're about to be broke, and no more freak off money is getting paid. Hey y'all, hey, how y'all doing tonight? How is everybody doing, y'all? I am just being a little silly, but y'all, look what video I stumbled upon. Let me tell y'all, I found this video. It is let me see the name of it. Hold on just a second, y'all. Hold on. Hold up. Let me see. Let me turn this down. Okay. So I was stumbling of course, scrolling through YouTube, and I found this video about this DHS expert who works for DHS, explains the process, pretty much how DHS works and the different entities that is included when it comes to, raids like this, and how they didn't, the HSI didn't just, all of a sudden want to pop up at Diddy's, houses and, raid his houses. It was a very meticulously planned operation. So you guys, this lady, she explains it all. I'm not saying all, but she explains a good little bit in this YouTube video that I stumbled upon. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So let me go ahead and start the video, because this is some really good information. And as I've been been telling you guys, once the feds step in, that is a bye-bye deal, y'all. You know what I mean? There is no more trying to pay this person off, pay, that person, the judge, the police, and all of that. It's none of that no more. All that is out the window. They're dealing with the feds. They have, as this lady explains, they have what they want, but they need to go get more. And also, from the intel that they got, they went in and got exactly what they wanted. Where was that? And bam, it's a lot. So y'all just watch the video. It was very, very, very informative. So let's go ahead and play it. Let's play it.
Since you have a background training DHS agents, which is the P. Diddy investigation, the raids, the end of March. As I mentioned, I have friends in DHS, and they don't have anything to do with the case, but their office is investigating it. Mm-hmm. And they told me, they said, the mood around the office is very jovial, and it feels like when we got El Chapo or when we got R. Kelly.
So I've been commenting on this since day one. I am actually one of the original consultants on the Department of Homeland Security Blue campaign. I'm a globally recognized expert on trafficking schemes, not sex trafficking, but human trafficking in all forms. And as I have said, this case, and I have actually been the expert witness in high-profile cases involving high-profile individuals. This case was very methodical. There is Homeland Security.
Hello, my name is Julius, and welcome to a new episode of Photoshop Happy Hour, where I combine two random elements together. And today we're combining ancient.
Then there's Homeland Security Investigations, HSI. That is a very unique and specific unit. That is not the same as when people say, I'm DHS Flexi. So the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. A lot of people then, when they say Homeland Security, they don't know that there are different segments of it. No, we don't all know each other. We don't always all talk. But the HSI component, I'm very connected to with folks and things not connected to this investigation. But clearly, they did not execute a federal warrant, multiple jurisdictions in the manner in which they did with HSI as the lead, because that's a very unique unit, like I said, without knowing that they got what they got and they were going to get additional stuff. So this is not a new investigation.
Yeah.
Sean Diddy Combs' name has come up in other investigations. Mm-hmm. I know because I have worked some of those where his name has come up in those investigations. His name, along with other people's names that you see. When they went in, I know there were a lot of, and not to sound racist, there were a lot of Black people that were saying, oh my God, if he was white, this wouldn't have happened this way. They had tanks and everything. They went in and did what they did based on the information that they had. This was not supposition. This was not a guess. This was very organized, very coordinated, very planned out, very detailed. They went in looking for very specific things. Whatever they found that was available out in public, they can grab. But they went in for a reason. They have so much video evidence to go through right now. There is tons of it. And as somebody who has watched reels and reels and reels, you want to be correct more than you want to be fast. This is happening. That's what I have said. My exact words, this is happening. There will be an indictment. There will be a lot of people. There should be a lot of people who are very worried right now. I'm not just talking about the high profile, folks, but anyone who could have been potentially been caught on those cameras at any given time over the course of decades, they should be concerned. These allegations are not new. They are nuanced. Even the millions of dollars, this wasn't a trigger from what happened when he settled that lawsuit, because I believe Diddy has been under surveillance and investigation since R. Kelly and other things. The same way with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Y'all, did y'all see? She said our Diddy has been under surveillance since R. Kelly for years, and Cuba Gooding Jr. I'm going to check into Cuba Gooding Jr. because I remember he was named, I believe, in the lawsuit. Don't quote me on that, but I believe he was named in the lawsuit with Little Rod. But I need to see what else he's done, did, or whatever the case may be, allegedly. But let's continue to listen to her because she has some good information, y'all.
If you notice, Cuba had some other cases that started coming to light. Mm-hmm. This is a culmination of trafficking, exploitation, and not just sex trafficking, because there are a lot of elements that you have to prove when the person is not a child. So then they have to go back and look at all of those crucial elements of a person's testimony, if and when you can. But if not, you need to be able to move forward without all of that. Is Diddy going down? Yes. I think Diddy is going down. And what I said probably a week or two ago on Court TV was, when they roll the reels, it's going to get real. And then the video came out. So the video, what that does is that substantiates, even though it's too far, with the and for it to be charged in the same way, it establishes a pattern and practice of behavior that can then be solidified through video as truth. And then you have another allegation and you have more. So what they have to do is separate fact from fiction.
Y'all, when she says, you got to separate fact from fiction, it's just like when we seen him kicking Cassie like a football in the hotel. He was first saying, oh no, I didn't, I didn't do any of the stuff that the people were saying that I did. I didn't do none of that awful stuff. And then the video comes out. So I guess all of us are like blind. I guess maybe he thought that the video, of course, was not going to come out because he paid $50,000 to get that videotape so nobody would have access to it. And really and truly, he paid $50,000. Really, he gave the money to me. I feel like, this is just my words, he gave that hotel $50,000 really for free because he had the video in his house. It was confiscated from the HSI, as far as I know. And, that put, like she said, that just basically nailed the put a, nailed the the coffin shut, really. I mean, it was, the proof was right there in the pudding. She went and, I mean, not she went, Diddy went and he paid that $50,000 and bam, you know, thank God the tape was, in his house, and HSI was able to get it and show everybody, even though he's not going to be able to be charged for those, for that crime. But at least we seen, exactly what he was saying he didn't do, y'all. I mean, come on now. What's that saying? That old saying that mama and grandma used to always say: if somebody show you who they are, y'all believe them. I'm telling you, believe them. Because did he say he get what he want? However he want, how he want, or whatever, he had that little whole conniption fit, when he was in his office screaming and yelling, acting a donkey, y'all. I was like, oh, okay. He did that. We seen the tape with Cassie. And I'm thinking, that was just a little snippet. A little snippet, you guys, a little snippet of what he is capable of doing. Like, I don't understand why he even put that statement out. He should have never, ever put that statement out, knowing that he did all this stuff. I would never put a statement out and say, oh, I ain't never did this, knowing that I was a whole monster behind closed doors and wherever else. I would have never, ever put that a statement out. But maybe that was his PR person or whoever was, over him, but I would have never gave him that go ahead to do that. I would never did that. But let's continue, y'all. Let's continue.
Those that want to become famous from all of that and then get down to what's real. Because this is the federal government, like I said, does not play. They got time, they got money, but they also don't play when it comes to prosecution of cases. They want to build a solid case. And then there's also a lot of players involved. So, you've got local police, you've got to see what they have. If they've done any type of investigations, you want to look at that. You want to look at all of the other partners, because you see HSI, but then there's the FBI. Then you have postal services, because you're looking, and I know a lot of people forget, all of that comes into play. So there are people there from the IRS. There are people there from the postal office. There are people there from the FBI. There are people there from every facet of federal agency that can be connected potentially to any type of crime, from transportation to everything. That's a lot. So do it well, do it right, and they're not focused on public opinion.
It's a serious thing. One of the things that I don't think a lot of people understand is, and what is a bright spot for law enforcement is people like Diddy, or what Diddy's being accused of, or people who are violators of these things. They are also collectors.
Mm-hmm.
They are collectors. They save everything because they want to see.
Y'all, didn't I tell y'all before that Diddy likes to collect people's children? Allegedly. I'm telling y'all, he likes to collect the children, allegedly, tapes, allegedly, and ain't no telling what else he likes to collect. I'm just saying, y'all, the lady told y'all he likes to collect stuff along with folks' children. I'm just saying, allegedly. I'm just telling you what I think and what the lady said. I'm trying to tell y'all. Let's keep it a moving.
See it. They want to revisit those moments. It's part of their manipulation and the way that they, and their control. They want to relive those moments, as you see with, CSAM and things of that nature, because they want to have that and share that.
Yeah, you're right. The collection of material is really high value, and it is really, really important. And it also allows you to identify, you have those that come forward, but there's always so many that never say a word. and, trying to find them. When you talk about child sexual abuse material, and, I do those cases too. Those are very, very difficult cases, not just on the victims. And, people want them to go fast, but they are very difficult when you're having to go through all of the material to create the narrative, to ask the questions, so they are collectors. They like their souvenirs, and their souvenirs have long threads of history. And I'll say this really quick. You understand this as a survivor of harm. You don't want to, at some point, you don't want to be a victim anymore.
Y'all, when this lady talks about collecting, when she says that, of course, the first thing in my mind is when she says collecting like the videos, all the memorabilia that that people will have that was used to torment their victims, like I'm just saying, like the videotapes. Was he watching these videotapes? Was he passing the videotapes around? Was he using these videotapes for blackmail? I mean, it is a lot that goes into question, which I believe, probably all the above, but that's just my thoughts. But when people do this to other people and they victimize them and they think that is like some type of trophy, I just think that is a really, really mentally ill person. And I'm no doctor. This is just my thoughts. Like, why would you want to record your awful actions and keep it, or either pass it, from this person to that person? I mean, y'all tell me what y'all think, but I just find that to be very disturbing. For one, because what has been alleged, and then for two, if you're keeping them and watching them or passing that video around of you doing these awful things to people, that is terrible. That's terrible. But y'all, let's continue on the video.
You want to be not even a survivor. You just want to be yourself.
Correct.
And so there's so many stages. And when this material is out there and live, those that are the collectors get to re-victimize the individuals. But those that are the receivers of this information, who share and see and then share and see, that keeps people in survivor mode. Because we said this earlier, you could be doing really well and then something happens. So for those that have survived P. Diddy and all of these other folks, this is that whiplash, that thing that comes back to you years later when you thought that you were well beyond it, and then you find out, wait a minute, there's a video. So in some of my trainings, I have those words. What if there was no video?
Squarespace's creative tools let you design a unique, engaging website.
Yeah.
You see that silence that happened just there between you and I? That's what it would be. But then when there is a video, and then we just started talking, that's what happens.
Yeah, and then the video, a lot of people were very mixed about it being released and people sharing it and everything, but it also seemed to prompt more people to come out of the woodwork and file more lawsuits. And also the public sentiment then turns to like, oh, this is a bad guy. This isn't just, he isn't a victim. He isn't, he's, obviously assassinated everyone's character down the line of trying to take advantage of him because he's the victim, much like any good psychopath or narcissist does. They're always the victim.
I do have to say, I am on the opposite side of one area that many people are. Just like in R. Kelly, I actually commented on that. I had stories in the news magazines about that. When people didn't play his music. So, R. Kelly, big black radio stations, they stopped playing the music and different things like people.
You guys, let me stop real quick. Do y'all think that they're gonna stop playing Diddy's music and all these other rappers and singers that have been alleged to, that was pretty much are going to be drawn in with this big situation with Diddy? Do you think, I mean, that's going to be a lot? I mean, there's going to be, the radio stations are going to be quiet. I mean, the radio stations are going to be quiet. I mean, the airways, everything is going to be quiet because there's going to be so many famous people, actresses, actors, singers, I mean, all kind of stuff. Are people going to stop watching certain movies? Are they going to stop listening to different artists? I mean, I don't know. Y'all tell me. I don't know. It's almost like Hollywood is shutting down. We ain't gonna have to go to the grandma's basement to get the VHS tapes to play maybe the karate movies that was played back in the 70s, 80s. Because I'm telling you, this is gonna be shutting down a lot now. And people are gonna be really, really hurt and soured by a lot of their, who they think are, their best actress, their best singer, R&B rapper, whatever. They're gonna, a lot of people are gonna be hurt. For me to be included in that, because I'm like thinking like, we only see what they provide us, on, I guess, the front face of what they're doing, like, you see different videos and all that, and you're like, oh yeah, she seems like a nice person, and that person seems like a nice person. And it's like, you really dig deep, or things like this right here unfold, and you gotta really, really think again, because it's like, that person was bad, this person was bad, they did that, they did this, all alleged. I'm just saying. But we're gonna be hurt too. We're gonna be hurt in a different way than their victims. I'm just saying. But let's carry on. Let's carry on, y'all.
Will stop listening to it. It doesn't. The behaviors of these individuals doesn't make them any less good at what they did, their craft, right? And the reason why I'm on the other side of not playing, when people are not playing the music and they are not involved in, and they're not getting the hits and things like that, they're not making money. They're not making money for themselves. There are a ton of victims that need the financial support and the resources. So any money is not being made by the individual who is now incarcerated. That money is then, can be used by the mountainous, the voluminous amount of victims for their long-term recovery, because it would go into, there is a victims compensation fund. And so the local police have, the local district attorneys have victims witness people, and then the states have the victims compensate. There's a victims compensation commission in every state in the United States, right? At the federal level, there is a victims witness coordinator. So all of the United States Attorney's Office, they have one, or they share one, and they work with the FBI, who does the investigations, the U.S. Attorney's Office, who does the prosecution. So they coordinate resources, services, and support for victims of crime, victims of these cases. And having that money is then, anything that they have, becomes consumable and executable for resources for individuals in these cases. And so having those resources really allows them to do more. So when people are saying don't play the music, well, that's they're not getting the money. Yeah. So because anything that can be tied to the ill.
Okay, y'all. She is making sense, because I didn't think about it like that. If they stop playing their music, they're gonna start probably getting cuts off getting cut from royalties, because like she said, they make a fund for the victims fund to pay them, like basically probably like what I would say like restitution. I'm not sure if that's the proper word for it, but to repay the victims for for the crimes that were done against them. But some people are going to be upset, like I don't want to hear, I was kind of joking when, I first started my live, but a lot of people are not going to want to listen to a lot of I don't want to listen to Diddy music. I mean, that's just me, because of what he's done. I'm like, he doesn't get to be lucky to sit here and, be played. I don't want to hear, I don't even want to hear his voice, that's just me. I'm just saying, like, you victimize people, and then for me to be listening to your music, I'm like, no. But like I said, that is just me, y'all. That's just me. I'm just saying. Okay, let's continue.
Ill-gotten gains of their crimes then becomes part of their what is seizable by the federal government. So,
that's a great point. That's a great point that
Yes.
that's how that works.
Yep.
That, because I've even said things like that to people, like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Okay. So the search and seizure. So there's a search. They call it the search and seizure. So there's a search, and then there's a seizure where you determine what all of the gains and everything were. So we don't want to. People say the music. People have a lot of different views about music and all of these other things.
Yeah.
They did what they did. They are the artists that they were the artists. They're still the criminals that they are. But and they committed the crimes that they committed. But don't do anything to take away from the benefit of the victims, not just the ones that you know about, but those that have the potential to come forward in the future and their families.
You guys, when she just said what she said, I can't imagine how many other victims have not came forward. I spoke about this in other videos of mine, lives, and other videos. You guys can check it out. But when a person is victimized, there is no telling how long they may take to report the situation. This may have happened when, like, allegedly, when Diddy first came into like Hollywood 30 years ago. Sometimes people, and it's not that even that they may, it's not even that they may not want to open up and tell, but back then all of this stuff was brushed under a rug. They were like, kind of like who can I call? I can't call the police. I can't call this person. I can't go report it to my manager because they may be in, on doing this crime that was committed towards me, So who do they have to tell? Who did they have to tell back then? Because things are brushed under the rug, or, oh no, that's just how he does. That's just what he does, and stuff like that. And then it's, kind of, gone away, and then comes back again, goes away. It's just like just a thing. However long they stay, in the industry working there, it's that they've been victimized. They could be victimized for years, but like I said, who are they to run to when, like with this Diddy situation, allegedly the police, the law enforcement, and everybody else that they could tell was bought and paid for. I mean, it's awful, but it is what it is. And this is pretty much, I think, what the issue is, and how Diddy kept on sliding and gliding through the legal system, and he kept dodging it. That's just my opinion, you guys. I mean, let me know what y'all think. Let's continue.
That's great. That's great insight. I've never heard anyone explain it like that, and you wouldn't think about it. And that's, I think, people maybe trying to be sensitive, but also, that this goes to benefit those who are victimized, and the survivors, and that's wonderful, a wonderful thing.
most of the time people are not. Remember, I've done this work from the ground up. So
Yeah,
I have had the
course.
opportunity to work to understand victims. I've worked with Victims Compensation Commission in various states. I understand there's a process, and this is not just for these particular cases. These are in homicide cases and other things, help with burial, to help with cleanup. When there's a homicide at somebody's house, people don't know that part of the things that the Victims Compensation Commission can do is to help send someone out to do the cleanup of the crime scene, which is still some people's home. Otherwise, I don't know how people think this gets done, but the family is often responsible for that. So I get down, my work and my lens has always been to do this and to bring it down so people can understand. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to really kind of talk about that more fully. You don't need to cut off the resources that are necessary to help others later on. Yeah. You got to think this is a long game.
Wow.
You and I
it
know what a
is.
long game looks like. When
Yes.
you are a survivor of this kind of stuff, you and I know what a long game looks like.
Yes, we
It's
do.
not quick resources, and people think, oh yeah, well, they've got a couple of dollars and they're going to heal. And yeah, therapy costs a lot and it takes a
Yeah.
long time. You can go in and out.
Now, y'all, I spoke about that too, about therapy, and P. Diddy. I think this is just my thought and my opinion on it. When she talks about therapy, you guys, therapy is expensive type of treatment. Is a long-term treatment. However long the doctors recommend, depending on how bad your trauma is. But I think, and like I said, from all the victims that have allegedly came forward and brought allegations and put a lawsuit on Diddy, and those that have not been foreseen yet, I think that there should be a victims fund specifically for their therapy. I think, I mean, I may be wrong. Maybe that one pot of money of the victim's money that he has to be responsible for could pay for that. But I think it should be like a separate pot of money where all this money right here is just for therapy, and this money is for the repayment of what was done to them as victims. That's just my thoughts. I think that with what he did, that he should be paying in two ways for all the bad stuff he's done, and then also for their therapy, so they don't get their money and have to be dealing with whatever they need to deal with, plus the medical bill that they didn't even bring this situation on themselves. It was bought on allegedly by Diddy. So I think that he should pay, and they should have two pots of money for it. That's just my thoughts. What are y'all's? I'm just saying. And as far as she said, like when you still listen to their music, I would listen to the music, but I would turn it down just because I know that the royalties and money will still be made and it will go towards the victims. That would help the victims out. So y'all, that is some good information right there. I really appreciate her for letting everyone know about that, because I didn't know about that. And I didn't think about that like that. Because, every time, like with R. Kelly, everybody was banning him. Oh, no, we don't want to listen to R. Kelly. Turn him off. But, now that we know that she's telling us and letting us know, no, listen to the music because it's going to help pay the victims off. And I will turn on 20 million radios if I have to, turn them all on low, turn them on mute, or whatever the case may be, and play that music just so the victims can have their what's owed to them. I'm going to say that, what's owed to them. So let's continue with the little last part of the video, y'all. Let's see.
You know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I said that I had the opportunity to say that particular thing to your audience so others can understand what the facts are. See, evidence and facts and reality matter. So thank you for the opportunity. Allow me to say that.
So
Thank
shout
you
out to
so much for
Collier.
watching. If you like this video, check out this one right here.
So shout out to Collier. I just, like I said, I just seen his video earlier. So I just wanted to share with you guys because there were some good points in there that this lady from DHS mentioned that will help us help the victims. You know, we're helping them in a different manner. You know, play that Diddy music, play that whatever music for the victims, you know, for his alleged doings, you know, victimization, traumatizing, you know, these people, you know, allegedly. But play that music so we can help. I mean, that's one way that we can help. I mean, if you can't donate or, you know, you don't have no money or no therapeutic services that you can offer, to me, that would be a way that you can help. You know, you got 3 or 4 radios in the house, or, you know, wherever he's getting money at, wherever he's able to pull money from, get what's it called, royalties from, then play it. Just turn it down. You ain't got to hear his voice. I mean, that's what I'll do. I'm gonna do now that I know that this is gonna help towards their, you know, the victims fund to help provide money for either, you know, their therapy and trauma or their victim, whatever pot of money they put it in. But yeah, I would put him on replay 20 million times just so they can get what they are owed. So you guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Diddy is, his days are numbered, you guys. I'm just saying, this is just my thoughts, y'all. I mean, don't you know, hold my foot to the fire, but I'm just saying, you know, this is just, yeah, this is just really awful. And y'all, one thing, y'all, let me talk about Clive Davis. I really don't know much about him, but that Joker is older than Methuselah, y'all. I looked him up and researched him, and that Joker is 92 years old. I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? I was like, this Joker is 92 years old and still walking God's green earth. Okay. I mean, okay. I'm just saying, I didn't know he was that old. I heard his name a couple of times, but I didn't know he was that old. Clive Davis, 92. Wow. Yeah, that part. But yeah, you guys, it's awful. It is really awful, y'all. And the thing is that all this is coming to a head. Everything is unfolding. The domino effect is in effect, if y'all know what I mean. Today I found out that Diddy has a lawsuit with Kanye on some awful same song, different dance, you know, same thing, different day. Y'all know what I mean. Type of situation. So I'm like, is that lawsuit number 11 for Diddy? Y'all. Then the game with Enchanted. I'm not the game, I'm sorry. Gucci Man with Enchanted. Like, people are starting to talk. I'm starting to hear little things about him maybe being responsible, allegedly, with the passing of her at a young age, y'all. I'm just saying, y'all, I'm just really whew, overwhelmed with Hollywood. Like, y'all, is Hollywood weaponizing their spot in Hollywood? Are they weaponizing what they're doing? Like, to me, they're weaponizing the fact that they are moguls, the fact that they are this just by their status. They like weaponizing their status, you know, oh, I'm a rapper, I'm this, I'm that, I can do this, I can do that. Are they weaponizing this, y'all? Y'all let me know. I really think that they have weaponized the fact that they are in Hollywood and they are who they are, and they are using that as a weapon to do what they want to do, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. And that is just my thoughts about the whole situation as it stands and sits. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, y'all. But wow. Yeah, y'all. But like I said, shout out to I believe his name is Corey. Let me see. Shout out to him because
really kind of
he is the one that I stumbled upon and found all this good information. So y'all, some good takeaways from this video is that there's different federal agencies that are like intertwined when it comes to situations like this. There is probable cause for them to go get the warrant to do what they did as far as raiding the home, Diddy's home. When we play the music or whatever it is that these different people are affiliated with or what they're doing, they get royalties off of like their music. We listen to the music, they get royalties, but the royalties go to the victims. So that is a really, really good takeaway because I did not know that. I didn't realize that. But see, things that we don't know, we're like, I don't want to be listening to him because I know I don't want to hear his voice. I'm just saying, y'all. But yeah, but turn it on and then turn it all the way down or mute it and let it play because that's going to help the victims. And yeah, so there was some good takeaways, and there's some more takeaways from this DHS worker that gave us a lot of good information and insight on things that are helper tools and just good tools for our little toolbox, I say. But y'all, we've been on here for 42 minutes. So y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all did enjoy the video, if y'all can like, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that this video found you guys to be in found you guys to be in informational mode, I guess, per se, and get some jewels. Because I'm telling you, this video, when I listened to it, I was like, man, I wanted to share this with my subscribers and just whoever watches it, because these are things that we don't know. Like, I mean, I didn't know half the stuff that she was saying. I didn't realize, it's like I said, it was a lot of jewels in this video, but I wanted to share with y'all. But if it found y'all to be very informational, like I said, like, share, and subscribe, and I will continue to bring you guys content, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye.